right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm gonna get organized here. All right. Nice move on Asana. Kind of continuing to break out. You know, I still remember from a week or so ago, I actually, this one kind of flew under my radar, and one of you actually brought it up, and basically every day, one red day since then. So just a nice uptrending on Asana, kind of a technology stock. More, again, more of a swing trade type idea. That being said, look at some of the BTU, another slow mover, closed at 19. This is that oil and gas idea I've been looking at for quite some time. A lot of nice, just slow trending, quote unquote, real stocks out there lately. And let's get started. LPTX, 30 million float, already traded 10 million shares. Blah. We'll present. What is this? Cancer, but geez, what is it? As we always say, cancer always moves stocks. Probably a dip and rip with risk on VWAP. Little higher float, but dip and rip with risk on VWAP. Whoops. And my typing's on point this morning. Oops. Take a look here. So we already talked about LPTX. Gevo. Somebody asking about Gevo. I'm dead. So Gevo had a couple good days, but, understand with Gevo, this thing has a history of one and dones. Spikes and tends to fail. So had a good move. This is one of those ones where we say thanks for the memories, Gevo, but ultimately kind of ended up going nowhere. ATER, nice multiple green days in a row. 6 million shares traded. What's the news on this one? Always a red flag when they have their ticker right in the banner you always know it's a pump and dump when they have their ticker symbol in the banner of their web page. So always a red flag. Okay. So I would say this definitely a dip and rip or an afternoon VWAP hold, but never a swing trade. Because you know what they're doing there. When they do that, there's a reason they put their ticker in the title of their webpage. They're desperate to get people to buy their stock. That's the goal. That's why they do it. And they're probably going to pump it up, and then they're probably going to dilute. So always be careful with something like that. BBIG. BBIG, who asked? Asem asks about BBIG. I admit I had much higher hopes for BBIG. If you go back to Thursday, particularly Thursday, I was like, man, this is exactly what we want going into a Friday. Now, never came, never happened, but I would definitely keep this one on radar. You can see I've got an alert at 11:50, and if it can get back there, I think it's worth a shot. But the Friday squeeze ultimately failed. Now remember, we talked about this as a Friday afternoon move, so you should have stayed safe on this. But I would keep that alert at 11:50 like I got. So, otherwise, excuse me, remember this is a Wall Street Bets pump. So, if Wall Street Bets gets back behind it, jeez. I'm dying over here. If Wall Street Bets gets back behind it, it could definitely go. But, it's kind of reminding me of SPRT at this point. CEI. I like this as a red to green. Nice squeeze. Friday morning, they kind of just went choppy all day. This is a red to green or a break of previous day's highs. Two patterns right out of the ebook. ATER. Yeah, we already talked about ATER. Elsman trades S about ISEE. So let's take a look at ISEE this morning. Ooh, yeah. Man, ISEE, I didn't realize this had a little bit of a push after hours. 52s. Jeez. Elsman, a little bit quieter out there. No volume, but if this gets some decent volume, it's probably the best chart out there so far. I mean, obviously it's still early, but maybe a break 1450 risk on green to red. I don't hate ISEE, just needs more volume. So probably best chart we looked at so far. Keep in mind, everyone, it is a little bit quieter out there. It's just the reality of things. My Slack is not... Why is my Slack not working? So if you guys can notice, is something jacked up with Slack? So Nicole, I keep seeing like your messages, and then they like disappeared. So I'm guessing something's like jacked up with Slack this morning. So is Slack down? I don't know. Whatever. I'll move on. But anyway, it is quiet out there, and again, Slack seems to be jacked up on my end. So, whoops. What did I do? Captain Gilby asked about AEHR. Same thing. Kind of reminds me of BBIG. Captain Gilb, I'd set my alert at the break of Friday's highs. Probably risk VWAP. It's another kind of low volume play. So all right, one more, and then I'm going to get out of here. I admit it's a little, I'm a little out of sorts because, again, Slack seems to be jacked up. I'm going to finish on this. All right, Roman. Roman says, finally bought the ebook. Now I understand why you get frustrated when people just throw random tickers at you. Great read on the patterns. Thank you, Roman. So I'm going to finish on that. Again, guys, I apologize for the kind of technical issues, but something's weird with Slack. It kind of breaks my workflow. I do the best I can. So that being said, listen, you look at the scans, volume, the tickers we got. In my opinion, as always, do what you want, but doesn't feel like one of those days to get really aggressive early. Now, this is the thing, and I think sometimes I can get misunderstood on this. Understand, it's Monday, okay? And what frequently happens on days like today is it'll be really slow until 10 or 10-ish, okay? Remember, when I mention these times, I'm not saying like to the second. But, lots of times, days like this, you're like, man, just nothing going on. And then all of a sudden, there'll be some 5 million floater that'll drop a PR, get insane volume, and it'll be the best trade of the day. So be ready, be prepared, okay? I teach you all the patterns. I show you what to look for. These tickers, hey, don't shoot the messenger. These specific tickers we talked about today, what I'm seeing on scan, but there will be one. There will be one, okay? And ultimately, hey, read a book, review your trades. There's always work to be done. That's how I always finish on these days. Don't slough off. Don't watch SpongeBob, okay? Don't go back to bed. But there's always work to be done. You should have several trading-related books ready to go. You should listen. Have you tracked all your data? Have you gotten lazy on your spreadsheets? Do you need to enter in some trades from last week? Have you gotten lazy on your journal? Did you review your journal from last week? Did you set your goals for this week? Okay, maybe you took a big loss last week. Did you change your max loss this week? Is that your big goal? Is your big goal your max loss is $300 because you took a $1,500 loser? There's always work to be done. Your goals, your review, your data tracking, books, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Take advantage of it. That being said, there'll be one. I'm confident there'll be one. It's just a patience day. So, all right, everyone. Have a good day. Sorry about the glitches. I blame Slack. And we'll see you next time. For any of you that are here, still, now Slack's working. So, anyway, have a good day. Sorry about that. Technology failed me. So, have a good day.